Hello, my friends, and welcome to Week 9 of the Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament. We are here in the final week where the rubber meets the road, and we're going to find out who we'll see in the postseason and who's going to have to go home and wait for the next tournament to show their mettle once again. Today, we're taking a trip to Tier 3 as Saga looking to keep their playoff hopes alive, but they need a 4-0 win over Neptune Esports here today to do it. Billy, you think they can pull it off here? They're gonna have to be perfect. Can Saga do it?
Yeah, I think they can. And this is no diss against my former org, but I mean the results so far this year for Neptune just haven't been there. And Saga Diks, they're fighting for their playoff life here. So I mean they've got it all on the line. So it's just wow. They've got to pull out. They've got to pull out all the stops here. They got to show the mass aggression and the concerted play that they've shown at points during the season. So I think that they can do it.
Well, we're going to start off on Lijiang Tower. Here's your control map for Week 9. Eichenwald will be your hybrid, followed by Temple of Anubis will be our assault map here in our final week of the multi-tier tournament regular season. Rialto will be our escort. And, well, let's not waste any time. I'm anxious to get into this match. I'm excited, Billy. I am hyped.
Absolutely. I'm just going to go ahead and send us in there. I'm still waiting for a ready up from Lord Xiaosu. So.
Oh, well, we could give him a little time. We do want to make sure our teams are ready to go. With that in mind, we'll go ahead and take a quick look at our playoff picture here. Saga right now in that 8th slot and a few maps behind. As you might see, Twilight still only 7 maps reported from those guys, so that might have an effect here. But it still means with Saga needing a 4-0 either way if they want to, make it into postseason.
Yeah, and I mean, just got the ready up, so we are going to go ahead and head into Lijiang Tower in China. And I am very excited to see what we have coming out the gate here. As we mentioned in the opener and in the podcast before this, it is a massive week for Saga. This is their playoff lives, and talking with Skate Action a little bit, you and I today, I know how much this means to him. So they're going to come out firing. I surely do believe. And on the other side, Neptune, you want to get another win at least. You don't want to go down for a one for the whole season. That's 9 weeks and just one win. It's you want to go out with the bang too and kind of set yourself up for the next season.
Absolutely. And there will be more action in the off season here as the CGL do have quite a few events, I believe, planned as we head into summertime. So there'll be more opportunities for Neptune to sharpen their teeth. As gates are open, we are underway, and we are going to get Neptune coming out with a little bit of the Reinhardt ball. As they waste no time, teleporter coming out from Saga, and directly to the point they go. But it looks like Neptune with a little bit of positional advantage, but they might have bit off more than they can chew as Raging Scion there to mow him down with the Symmetra, picking up a couple of key kills early, including the Reinhardt here on the side of Neptune. And barring a big miracle here, I think Saga's already got first control. But with that said, it looks like Supa already returning to battle. Might have another plan here for Saga.
Oh man, that's a huge set of mines there coming out from Rambix, and he's just laying waste. I mean, that's a toxic corner over there, and he's just contesting up there. The Weak Flautist is just contesting left and right here.
They're gonna get the mines out. Android Gamer and Tintin both coming up with a couple of kills, and this is gonna be a cleanup from here. That Wrecking Ball doing his darndest to try to stall it out. Nice charge, does take care of Lord Shiatsu. But eventually Saga will run him off. Man, it's Neptune. They do not want to give up control at this point. They're just filtered in here. They're going to go ahead and invest Coalescence. Billy, I don't know. I think we just need a reset here at this point.
What is required here? That's 2 shatters coming out from Tenzin on the Reinhardt for Saga, and right to say it is just lasering people down. There's another set of mines. Why not?
Oh, Tenzin does eventually end up in the drink, and still no one able to come up with first control at this point. Coalescence coming out. Graviton Surge just kind of thrown on whim, and here comes the Earth Shatter from the other side. That's going to find 3, and Neptune's persistence might actually pay off but they've got to find the follow-up to that Great Shatter. The Death Blossom coming out from the other side might stall that out. As Saga continue to brawl this thing, Wrecking Ball holding his ground, but Super Hot's going to go down. Tenzin winning the better of the Reinhardt duel, and I think the more traditional comp in the Rein Zarya will eventually serve Saga well as they're going to come back in with the McCree here, abandoning that Symmetra strat early.
Yeah, I think they need the CC ability of that, and I mean, while Saiyan was getting a lot of kills there, this is just the fight that never ends. We are still on 0%, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's been a big tank war on point. Raging Saya making that McCree's presence known immediately as he does take down Lord Shiatsu on the Doomfist.
There
and finally, we get some capture percentage started here on Lijiang Tower.
I mean, that is one of the longest fights that I think we've ever seen. Just in the first map, first point, they weren't ready to go anywhere. I think that was a 3-minute fight. Skunk?
Yeah, something like that. That's one of the longer ones I've seen.
This is going to be a long night if that's the way it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh! Rambix apparently saw something shiny there at the bottom of the pond. He had to go check out as he pile drives off the side. Lord Shiatsu winning the duel of the Cowboys. And now Neptune looking to push in from white. They do have to watch out for Tenzin's Earth Shatter. They're going to go ahead and drop Sound Barrier early. It does overlap a little bit. The Sound Barrier finding multiple members, but the Molten Core on the other side denies that follow-up. Great use of that ultimate coming out from Neptune, and they're going to find some kills, and they might actually just flip this thing.
I think they just did. Barring any kind of a really fast ingress from them, no. 51% is all they're going to be able to get there. Rambix on this Wrecking Ball right now is eating people's faces and throwing mines out on cooldown, it looks like. Also, you know, looking at Lord Shiatsu switching over to the Cowboy and getting an immediate effect on the field. I think that's what it was required. This Torbjorn into a Julius, the killer Julius is getting a lot of value on the Torbjorn.
Coalescence coming out from Neptune, actually from both sides here. Dueling Coalescence just try to nullify the effect there. Earth Shatter coming out, and that's going to prompt Rose with the Sound Barrier. Well, that's fine. No ultimates here for Neptune, and they are free to use that Sound Barrier aggressively, and aggressive they are, dropping the Graviton Surge Death Blossom combo. Saga is going to come back in here and reclaim the point.
Yeah, I mean, it really, you know, they invested 3 ultimates into that fight. The penultimate one being the Wombo combo with the Graviton and the Death Blossom. Now, looking up on the side of Neptune, they're coming up on 3 ultimates right now, and this could be a point turner very quickly if they are able to combo them the right way.
Deadeye online as we speak. We're gonna have those mines not far behind. Mines can do a great job of displacing this tiny little area. Corral Saga exactly where Neptune wants to go. We'll see if they're able to pull that off. Wall coming up, trying to separate the front line as the mines come out from Neptune. Tenzin doing a great job of a little shield spin, able to clean house a little bit, get rid of the majority of that danger. Majority Gamer is going to pick off the Wrecking Ball and take a lot of the sustain out of Neptune's composition as there's 95% on the board. This is last fight, last chance for Neptune to turn this thing around, but the Earth Shatter falls on deaf ears as he gets taken out. Skate Actions Coalescence there to clean things up. And after a heck of a brawl, it will be Saga coming up with our opening round.
Oh man, there's so many things that I want to touch on here. You know, the defiance of Rambix to never go down and throwing mines out on cooldown. I mean, that is some superior Wrecking Ball play coming from the tank of Neptune here. It could have really gone either way. I mean, they finally got on to what Rambix's whole point was, and that was to throw mines in the back line behind the shields, which was actually really disrupting them in the beginning. So I think that they brought out they brought the Mei out. They also brought the Cowboy out, and the CC abilities of those two kept the ball, finally corralled the ball in the end.
Yeah, good awareness from Tenzin there to help clear out that minefield. Otherwise, that could have been disastrous. But now we're going to get the May Reaper coming out from Saga as the teams are going to clash over white. Double shield coming out on the side of Neptune. May force the ice block early, and that could turn around to bite her. We'll see if she can escape. Oh, narrowly avoids the charge. Good bubble there to help with that. And Super Hot goes down for his trouble. They do pick off Android Gamer in the process, but without their Reinhardt, I think Neptune's going to struggle to push in here, though it doesn't seem to be dissuading them a whole lot. Weak Flautist pushes in, and he gets dropped, and this will be just cleanup from here, and nice Maywall to help with that endeavor.
Yeah, that Maywall was absolutely crucial there, but I mean, the bubbling coming out from Unbest Cascade, maybe not a lot of ult charge, but the bubbles that he is producing is what is keeping this team going right now. It's also really negating the Junkrat spam coming in from Julius.
Coming back in on their second attack. Neptune does have this junk tire ready to go, and we've all seen just how devastating rip tires can be, especially at this level. We'll see if he can get it off. He's only got 32 health left. He's frozen solid. He gets taken out. Meanwhile, Earthshatter coming out on the front line from Tenzin. They're able to find Super once again. The Reinhardt dropping early. The Supercharger coming out from Neptune. I don't know it's going to be enough, as they're already at a player deficit here on this fight. 50% on the board and counting, though they pick off Android Gamer. This could be a good start, as Neptune does still have both their DPS ults online. Can they take advantage of this opportunity?
I mean, they've got the keys right there. Huge Maywall coming up from Rage and Say in there, though. But, I mean, oh, Rose gets taken down with the tire with Sound Barrier in her pocket. That is a huge take from Neptune right there. Now are they going to push the advantage, Bull Skunk?
Raging Scion also died 2% to Blizzard. So both disastrous results coming through on that engagement here for Saga. And they're going to throw in a late Graviton Surge. I don't know about that one, Billy.
That one is a definite head scratcher because, I mean, you just need, you save it for the last fight. I mean, you're already in final fight territory if you are Saga. So, I mean, that may have been a fat-fingered lie right there. But, you know, they still have other ultimates to bring up online. So, I mean, but gosh, losing the Graviton Surge to that's a bit of a head scratcher, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if it, perhaps he thought he had more reinforcements there, can clutch it out. Now, on the other side, we're going to get the amplification matrix coming up, but Sound Barrier in response. Rose right there ready, and here comes the Blizzard, and it looks like the Blizzard will be enough, despite the fact that Earthshatter not finding anything. Android Gamer able to move in and clean up on the frozen members of Neptune. Saga gonna flip this thing. It's gonna be tight, but I think Neptune might be able to touch. Well, if not, if Rage and Sand has anything to say about it.
The wall is there, and this is where that Graviton Surge would have really held them in good stead, but I mean, you just got to watch out for the Lucio rollout or anything else like that.
Coalescence coming out is going to try to plug up that choke. Tire comes out and finds nothing. Android Gamer drops his tornado warning over the point, and the Orisa cannot get back to touch. Saga, they've got one of the four they need. Not a bad start. Not a bad start.
Not a bad start at all, you know, considering the chaos that we had on the first point. You know, this is a very much more straightforward battle, and the tank line of Saga is showing up now. You know, that they didn't have the Wrecking Ball to deal with anymore. It was just more of a standard comp, and they went into it aces high and just clutched it out as they need to. And now only 3 more to go, Saga Diks. So, you know, your season hangs in the balance, and now we need to see what you bring to the next map, which is going to be Eichenwald. And I mean, we all know that these hybrid maps can either go really fast or you're getting full held 0.1.
Yeah, Eichenwald in particular does seem to be a feast or famine kind of map, and we haven't seen Eichenwald in the hero pool or in the map pool very recently. So I'm excited to head to Germany.
I am too. This is one of my favorite maps. I love this map. I love all the sneaky corners that you can get flank shatters with. So, I love, you know, just the differing altitudes of the geometry of the map. There's so many places to hide. There's so many places, you know, to kind of pounce on a team at, and that's why I love this map so much. It's just so much fun.
Definitely a lot of compositions that you can run. Do you think we might see some Pharah here, even perhaps some Echo?
I mean, Echo hasn't made her appearance yet. Neither has Pharah. I mean, Pharah here, the ceiling is so tall here that
I think it's a great Pharah map, personally.
I think it's a great Pharah. Yeah, I think it's one of the best ones other than Anubis. So yeah, let's see, getting some subs in here from Skate Action for the Diks. So Rose is going to come out. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. Rose is out. Unblessed is going to support.
Okay.
Android is going to go to tank. And Rouse is going to come in off of the bench to come into the DPS. Okay.
Nice.
Those are our swaps there.
Well, I think first off, let's see if we get a swap between just Supa and Tour there. Because it looked like they kind of debated us on what roles they were playing.
Yeah, I can do that right now. Say that one more time, because what was it? Faya and 2A?
It was super hot in 2A.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if that works. Okay.
Super hot playing main tank for him there, or at least playing the tank role. We try to keep him in role order. You know, it just makes it a little easier to see as the viewer. It makes it easier on us as casters as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, anytime you can skip that brain step of having to look up there and figure out where they are, and you just automatically go, boom, there are my tanks. You know, just makes life a little easier.
It works.
It does.
It works. Yep. So, I mean, as we're looking, as I'm waiting for the ready ups from the captains, let's talk about the rest of this week that's coming up. I mean, today's Thursday. Not a lot of games had been scheduled up until this point this afternoon, but I mean, we're going to have a slew of games coming up. Not only that, but having Friday night Overwatch tomorrow. That we haven't set our games yet, but it's going to be huge. This is a huge weekend. This is it.
Yeah. I can't believe it's already week 9, Billy. Like, oh man, time flies when you're having fun. Where have the past 2 months gone?
Oh, no, 10 weeks. I mean, almost 3 months. If you count preseason, it's 10 weeks. And I mean, I am ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to have a week off. I'm ready to have a week off because I mean, we have really put our hearts and souls into this. And, the community support that we've gotten, from everybody, it's been so amazing. And I mean, it's kept us going throughout this whole time, and we're coming at you with playoff action starting the first week of June. But we also, we mentioned it in the podcast earlier tonight, Skunk. We are actually joining the ranks of PS4.
Yes, sir. I am very excited about this.
I am so excited. It's such a pog move.
Well, I mean, it's not even a move. It's an addition. I mean,
it's an enhancement.
Yes, sir. It's an enhancement. I mean, I've been on Xbox for more years than I care to admit. So I mean, this is definitely where I got my start. This is definitely my home, and our love and passion for this scene is not going anywhere. But I think us bridging that gap could really kind of help pull it all together. And we get to bring some of our casting expertise to the PlayStation side. Make sure those guys are getting the attention that they deserve.
It's always been a very, I guess, spot because I couldn't afford it until lately, and so I want to give the love back. I want to send the love too. I'm so happy. We can unify the community, maybe.
It's a tall order, but we're gonna do our best. Speaking of tall orders, we got Neptune coming in here with the Reinhardt Orisa as they're looking to push into Eichenwald, going up against the Rein Zarya of Saga. Raging Scion on this Drunkrat, and that's going to be a lot of spam damage coming in. Try to plug up these chokes, but we do see the Echo here. Hey, you got to love it when, a little speculation comes to fruition.
Right, and they debated us again in the lineups.
Oh, they did indeed. Hey, we tried. First kill coming through there for Neptune, but unfortunately for them, res available. And now a bit of a back and forth as they're going to trade out for their DPS. Android Gamer tilting the balance as he finds 3 kills here on the Zarya, burning him down with the big microwave beam, sending Neptune back to spawn, back to the drawing board they go.
He's very good character, that one, the Zarya. He's very good character.
Ah, yes.
So, I mean, just lasering him down, I mean, the charge was huge. I mean, once that beam gets going, It's game over unless you have some kind of shielding and healing to back you up. So Ultimate's coming up online. We've got a Nano, you got Nano, and you've also got Transcendence. So this could be a very fruitful push for them.
Ooh, Tyre comes out and takes out Rambix, who had his Shatter online. That would have been the prime Nano target as well. There could not have been a better person for Raging Saiyan to take out of that battle with that big Riptire.
Yeah, but it looks like Lord Shiatsu is actually winning the battle against Rouse. Rouse is playing the Ashe, and he has dropped Rouse 3 times now in these first 2 engagements. So maybe after using Bob, maybe you want to go with something a little bit less hitboxy, if that's a word.
Well, and it looked like a small window of opportunity, a small power play as the big shatter comes through. Rambix finds 4 on the Reinhardt, gets the Nano Boost, goes swinging for the fences. And man, does he knock it out of the park. That's going to be point A picked up here for Neptune.
I mean, the Shatter didn't really do as much as everybody thought it did, but man, the Fire Strike that laid into it afterwards, yeah, you were done. Great play from Rambix. Great Nano Boost coming from Super Hot Fire, and they are going to start going through the streets phase here of Eichenwald.
And still plenty of ultimates online for the attacking team. Tenzin gets focused down, cannot survive this early engagement, and Saga doesn't look like they're going to get a chance to really solidify this defense, really plant their feet at all. Now Lord Shiatsu up on the high ground with the Deadeye, no shields to block it. Rouse goes down, and 1 by 1, Neptune picking them apart here on the streets phase of Eichenwald.
Yeah, I mean, he's got high ground, he's got line of sight. I mean, he did one naked, and he did one with a beautiful Deadeye, taking Rouse out again, even though he did get the Bob out, countering charges there, and Graviton Surge being thrown in.
And there's just Reinhardt's abound here on Eichenwald, here on his home court, as we've got the duplicate coming through. The Shatter not quite on point, but still with 2 big old Crusaders out there controlling the bridge, it's going to make it tough for Saga to plant their feet here on the defense.
Yeah, and I mean, the progress that was coming through it was not as rapid as you would think. I think you maybe stay on the cart and progress it further, because now you're going to have ultimates coming up online for the defense. And as I say that, here comes the Coalescence, but he gets pinned out of his Coalescence, Bullskunk.
He does eventually drop and had another Shatter online and ready to go, but nevertheless, Shiatsu come through with a kill, and we still have a massive player advantage on the side of Neptune, and they're going to get that second point on the board. They did use their Transcendence, though, which they might want back, considering Tenzin close to that Earth Shatter. They're going to have a Graviton Surge to worry about here before too long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want that one back in the pocket, but I don't think they're really caring right now, because they're just pushing forward and getting as much space as they can. They're flooring it, for lack of a better word, and I mean, he's going to have to watch the Shatter.
We're going to get the Riptire coming out on the side of the defense, just kind of holding on the corner for the moment. It's going to run, it's going to find the Orisa. Good opening pick here for Saga fighting Diks. With that, it looks like already a bit of a reset coming through from the attacking team here.
I mean, once again, Rouse is taken down on this Ashe. He is losing the hit scan battle against Lord Shiatsu. Lord Shiatsu's up like 6-0. So I mean, I think a character switch after throwing out this Bob is what's needed. I mean, I don't care what you do, but you're losing the Ashe v McCree battle every single time.
Android Gamer had swapped over to the Orisa prior to that last engagement as well. I like this swap. It's going to prevent a lot of the healing coming through. Massive Shatter coming down. 3 members fall on the other side, but now we've got the duplicate here from Tour. And he's going swinging, and once again, picking that Reinhardt. You have a nanoed Reinhardt, a duplicated Reinhardt. Oh my goodness, this is a terrifying sight if you're Saga fighting Diks.
Skate does the best thing he could do, and kind of fade out of the way. But, I mean, this is just a steam-headed bullet coming into the point here. Swap over to May for Raging Saiyan just to stall as long as he can. That's a huge wall to block the Deadeye.
Very nice indeed. He does drop down to the low ground and finds nothing. Bob coming out, Sidebayer coming out, as it kind of looks like Saga's in a bit of a desperation mode here, trying to hold on just by the skin of their teeth. Yeah, but 1 by 1, Shiatsu getting kills. Weak Flautist finds himself a little bit of success as well. The Supercharger there to add that 50% damage to his entire team. And that is going to give Neptune a big advantage as they're approaching the back of the castle. Transcendence coming out just to push it home. And they're going to get it there with $147 left in the time bank.
buck 47 is not a terrible time at all. When you're thinking about Eichenwald, I mean, I guess they did enough to really slow the snowball because they started in there with 4.5 minutes. So I mean, they took 2 minutes, or they took 2 minutes 45 seconds off the clock. So they're gonna have to come through and blaze through to get anywhere near to what Neptune just did to them. And it was all in the back of really good echo play, DPS play for the duo, for Lord Shiatsu and 2A. Yeah, I mean, they've got to do something to figure out how to take care of the echo and how to take care of the McCree. That's the only real problem that they have. You can't have an Orisa trying to take an echo out of the sky. And I think that's why Android came in, was a little bit more shielding, but also to put pressure onto 2A's echo, and it just never happened.
And, you know, where the DPS from Neptune, we didn't really see him in the kill feed very much there in map 1. But they showed up here in Eichenwald, and that's giving Neptune a pretty good time bank here, as they're going to come out with the Torbjorn here on the defense.
I mean, you know that the turret gets so much value when you set it up in the right spot, and you got shielding behind it, and it's just putting the auto lock spam damage down. So they've got to really be cognizant of this turret there.
We're going to have Saga coming out with the Reinhardt Zarya once again, showing us some Soldier 76, accompanying a Junkrat here in the damage department, as they come through to test the waters that is Neptune. Here on Eichenwald, looks like they're just going to push to the left side of the tower, try to slowly make their way to the point, but they're going to lose Raging Scion on the process. Already a man down as Tenzin makes his way onto the objective. Bubble out. They're going to try to put pressure onto the Reinhardt. Reinhardt won't be able to survive that influx of damage coming through. And now, slight edge to Saga, as it is still a 5v5, but Saga with the respawn advantage. And Neptune missing their Reinhardt, now missing both tanks. And Yada drops as well, and this will be a point A pickup here for Saga fighting Diks.
Wow, that was fast, and it was coordinated. That is the two things that I want to talk about. That was a very coordinated attack. Once they realized that there was a turret out there, both times that it came up, it was dispatched within about 30 seconds, maybe faster. So Rouse on this, and Soldier 76, much better option. Also with the additional healing that he brings, he's also got the shield break and the long range lines of sight that he can just blast people down with.
Now, we do have that Earthshatter online for the attacking team, coming up on a Coalescence as well as a Sound Barrier. But King of Camels, he's got this Transcendence online as we speak, doing a good job there to get that last 10% up quickly to make sure he can help keep his team alive. But he's got to stay out of the range of this Earthshatter. Tenzin taking down the Reinhardt as he gets caught out of position. That's a terrible place for you to be there. And now the Earthshatter comes through, but fortunately for Neptune, doesn't find a whole lot. King of Camels did use this Transcendence in that process to try to get his team backed up, but I think it might fall flat here in the end, as this payload is in 6th gear and headed into the back of point B.
The biotic grenade that came out saved them from the initial damage, but all the spam damage coming in and just poking into them really just, it took all the wind out of their sails. 5 minutes 50 seconds.
Oh, and Saga with both their Sound Barrier as well as their Graviton Surge. Really nothing on the other side to counter the Graviton Surge. Ramix is going to get the Nano Boost to start things off. That might... Yeah, there you go. He's going to get the last bit of that Earthshatter ready to go. Oh, and he's going to drop it through the wall. What a clever placement on the Earthshatter. That's going to find 4, including the Lucio. So no Sound Barrier there on the side of Saga. But they're going to try to just frag this thing out, muscle through. 2 kills coming through for each team. 4v4 left on the objective. Rouse on his soldier trying to make his way around to the flank, but King of Camels there to pick him off. Distracted by the turret, he was able to take down the primary targets. Now, we do still have the Graviton Surge, both support ults available here on the side of Saga, as they're looking to regroup and push in for their second assault on point C.
Yep, I mean, you've also got Transcendence up again. King of Camels is getting this very quickly. They've got to look at the, there's a sneaky McCree on the back line just to keep your heads up on it, ladies and gentlemen, as he could drop that Deadeye. As it comes down, takes 2 down. Skate Action spins around with the Coalescence and takes out the Cowboy, but the damage has been done. This is a full reset for for Saga here. 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in the clock in the time bank, and they got to check their corners, Bull Skunk.
Yeah, two are coming up with a hammer kill there at the end. Just put an exclamation point on that. But yeah, I absolutely agree with your point. They're going to have to be a little bit more aware of their flanks as Lord Shiatsu looking to get around the shielding and put the hurt down. Now coming back in with Attack Visor, but Nano Boost and Earth Shatter available here for the defenders. Here comes the Attack Visor out early, but the Earth Shatter coming out from Ramix. It takes out Tenzin, but not much else. Rouse with a big 3K with the Soldier 76 ultimate. Not typically an ultimate you see get a lot of kills in the feed. More of a corralling ult, but nevertheless, Rouse able to put it to good use. And now Saga, they've got their eyes on Victory Square here.
Got Victory Square coming up very quickly. I mean, it's going to be a tie game. We're going to go into some overtime here for the for some extra sessions. Last minute contest, swapping out Lord Shiatsu gets deleted by Saiyan on the Doomfist. Oh my lord, that was fast.
Ramix's tire gets, Raging's tire gets taken out by Ramix as he's made the swap over to the Sigma here. Molten Core coming out on the side of the defense. Skate Action goes down, holding his Coalescence. And that's going to be detrimental. I think we're just going to get a reset here out of Saga. Raging Scion making a bit of a character swap. Oh, Saga just kind of soft resetting here, though, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, that's very smart. Looking at Unblessed Cascade on the Lucio, very close to a sound barrier, keeping his team up and just little tiptoes around the corner there.
We're going to get the Earth Shatter coming out, sound barrier as well. Transcendence from the other side. Matching support ults, nullifies both. Rouse the only victim of that big onslaught. Now the Graviton Surge coming out from the attacking team. Tenzin's going to go in and see if he can clean it up. He finds one healer, finds the Orisa, but he eventually goes down. Can they overcome the respawn advantage? I don't know that Saga can, as they're losing members left and right. Once their Reinhardt disappeared, so did the rest of the team.
Yeah, they've got to get out and they got to get a reset. I mean, they're coming up on Neptune's time here. As they came in with 5.5 minutes almost in the time bank, and now they're looking at hopefully just trying to get it tied or somewhere close to their time.
Yeah, the defense of Neptune done a great job of eliminating that big time advantage.
This is very big right now too, Bullskunk, because they have to get this. They have to 4-0 if I remember the playoff picture correctly.
Yes, sir. Rambit's going to go ahead and drop a Gravitic Flux, but countered by the Attack Visor on the other side. Rouse once again finds himself half the team just by pressing Y. And that will do it. They're going to push it in with a comparable time bank. Just about 12 seconds behind the time set there by Neptune.
Okay, I'm all biased and stuff, and I'm all unbiased because we take this very seriously. But man, I'm rooting for Skate Action and Saga to get into the playoffs. I mean, because Neptune is already out of the picture, so there's a little bit of fanboying and hopefulness that they do get the 4-0 and they make this this playoff picture in Tier 3 that much more difficult to be able to discern. Man, I was on the edge of my seat there, just like get it in, get it in, get it in.
Yeah, that was a heck of a very exciting finish. There.
2 3K tack visors from Rouse.
My goodness.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I'm seeing what I'm seeing.
You are seeing what you're seeing, and I believe you're referring to that Bastion, if I'm not mistaken.
I am seeing what I am seeing, and I hope they don't jabay me. It's looking like a kind of a modified pirate ship.
Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah? Well,
wow.
It's, you're going to have Saga going on the attack.
Oh.
So
sorry, I was getting excited.
No, it's understandable. Understandable. The ties are super close. But Neptune, they're just going to pick up the high ground here with the double turret combination with the Torbjorn and the Bastion. And they're just going to sit right up top, bunker down, and see if they can keep Saga in check here as we head into extra innings. Saga, no changes coming out of their composition. As Rouse has had so much luck on this soldier, he's already looping up to the high ground, see if he can get a good angle. But he's been found out, and I don't think he's going to have a lot of room to work up here. We'll see if he can get past the double shield composition, find an opening into that Bastion. That's got to be their win condition. They have to take down that Bastion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're saving Immortality, I do believe. There goes a charge. Oh, they're going to go straight into it. That is huge. Oh, Immortality pushed out, but it's not going to give them any kind of effect here, Bullskunk.
Tinson doing a great job of just pushing in and flushing them right out, cleaning house. And they are going to find 4 kills on the side of the Saga fighting Diks. The Bastion's still up, but I guess if you kill everything else, then the Bastion is a non-factor, and that's exactly what Saga have done here.
Well, they negated the immortality barrier. That was the biggest thing that they did. That pin from Tenzin knocking everybody off like bowling pins. That is what did the deed. And I mean, as you say, Bastion 1v6 isn't going to win any day of the week.
So Saga coming up with a different plan, and I like it. I like it a lot. I figured they'd have to try to focus through those shields somehow. They chose to just circumvent them altogether.
Yeah, I mean, it was smart pathing.
Very.
Smart pathing.
But now with 10 seconds on the clock, Saga forced to stay on that cart. No C9s here, please. Widowmaker swap coming out of Shiatsu as he's come off of the Bastion, and he's trying to see if he can get himself a kill onto the back line. But slowly and surely, Saga falling out of that LOS. Meanwhile, Raging Scion on the high ground. He's going to chase the Baptiste as well as the Torb off that high ground and give his team back the advantage. Earthshatter coming out from Tension's going to find one. Here comes the attack visor from Rouse. Can he have equal success here in the overtime round? It looks like he will, as he's going to take down that Torbular and chase off the rest of the members. But Shiatsu finally lands a shot here on the Widowmaker, takes him down, but too little, too late. It will be Saga finding their 5th point, barring a miracle coming out from Rambix here.
There's no miracle. I thought they were going to be able to touch there, but no, indeed not. So, I mean, 5 points on the board right now for Saga. All this is bonus time right now, but they've got a hell of a huge
oh, and that's going to find the Mercy and the Tracer. Lord Shiatsu making that swap here recently. He doesn't even get 5% on the board before he's right back in spawn. What a fantastic tire. And now Saga, they still have Sound Barrier to work with. They've still got Graviton Surge. Graviton Surge coming out as we speak. And Mortality Field taken down. They're going to go ahead and use that Sound Barrier as well. We'll see if that comes around to bite him. But Rouse lighting up the kill feed left and right. Never mind the Molten Core. It will not stop Saga as they are looking to get the 6th point on the board. Can they do it, Billy? They have done it. They have completed Eichenwald twice.
Rouse, wait, didn't you play Soldier on the first, on your defense on the first map? Good grief, he's putting the team on his back. I hope you have some aspirin for the match afterwards, because you're carrying your team there, brother.
Yeah, he's gonna need an ice bath and a good rub down there, because his back could be very sore.
Oh, man, just great plays coming out from them, and good coordinated focus fire too from Saga there, getting back into what we do. Man, just the focus fire and the pressure that they put all on it. You know, the pathing that they use just to be able to get the 1st point there in the overtime innings, and then just solid play, playing together, not really wanting to leave the card. Of course, you know, once you get to overtime, that wick's going to burn really fast, and I mean, they never really felt any pressure after that. Shiatsu swapping over to the Widow was a good move, but he didn't get any frags in like the first 30 seconds, so I think you would have gone back and gone to something else there, Bullskunk.
Yeah, I mean, it was really the first little stint. That first to second corner on the streets phase was the best opportunity. Once they went out of that line of sight, it took him too long to get to the high ground to find value. By that time, Saga had already won the point. And now,
yeah,
there's no changes coming out of Saga. Neptune going on the attack. Lord Shiatsu going back to the skies as he pulls out our new blue flying hero. I love this hero.
I know you do. You played so much in Quick Play. I've played with you a lot. It's actually very fun to see. But I think Rouse is specifically here to take down Echo.
Yeah, absolutely. And he does just that, finding the headshot right out of the gate and first blood here on Neptune's over-innings attack. Raging Scion coming up with a nice kill as well. And that's going to be back to the drawing board with 70 seconds on the clock here for Neptune Esports.
Yep, and I mean, they're just holding corners and just playing very conservatively, which is the smart thing to do. You don't have to show LOS to them.
Now, Tuyur going over to a soldier of his own. Weak Flautist able to find himself a kill. He's whittled down super low, and they lose Kia Campbell's 97 to Transcendence. That could be disastrous. We'll see if it comes around to bind him as the Nano Boost Earth Shatter combo comes out. The Shatter is blocked, and the Coalescence is there from Skate Action. Saga doing a wonderful job of weathering this storm of ultimates, and now it is their turn to strike back, and they struck back hard. taking out half the team on the side of Neptune, and Saga looking to keep their playoff hopes alive as they are in a very strong position here on Eichenwald.
Yeah, I mean, 28 seconds left in the time bank. You've got you got Transcendence available to you, almost a duplicate, but I mean, right now Shiatsu is being shut down on the blue hero here. Rouse has Attack Visor available. They're going to have probably another tire, and if they work it out right, another Graviton Surge.
Rouse is going to go ahead and drop that Attack Visor. This one, he gets a little bit less value as he's forced back off of his high ground. Nevertheless, Skate Action and Say unable to come up with some kills. One-man advantage for the defense as Neptune pushes onto the objective. Cooldowns used early on the side of Neptune, and that's going to come around to bite him. Android Gamer coming up with 2 kills. Sound barrier perfect. And Saga, they're up 2-0 as we head into halftime.
They're up 2-0 right now, sir, and I mean, this is what they need. They got to have it. They got to have all 4 maps. And massive play coming in here from both sides. But in the end, Saga just a little bit too polished here in the last week of the season. Neptune has given them all they can handle, though. And this is going to be an exciting series. The last 2 maps of Rialto and Oasis. Will Neptune be able to come back and spoil the season for Saga? We will find out as soon as we come back.
We'll see you on Temple of Anubis. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, my friend, to the Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament. We are here in Week 9, the final week of the regular season of this tournament. And Saga fighting Diks looking to keep their playoff hopes alive, needing that 4-0 sweep here today. So far, they're halfway to it. But before we get talking to any more about that, we've got a pretty interesting story point that we wanted to give you here today.
Yeah, so myself and Bullskunk and Skate Action were kind of talking over the season today, talking about the future of Overwatch, and we really got into a really kind of personal discussion, and we found out that Skate is actually going to be leaving the competitive scene. He's not going anywhere as far as the CGL or Overwatch, but he's retiring after this season. So that's why it's so important for the Fighting Diks to get the 4-0 win and keep their season going. I got a little emotional when he said that because I've been around him for 2.5 seasons now, or gosh, 3.5 seasons. And he's been one of the people that I've looked up to in the scene, not only from a player standpoint, but also from a staff standpoint and also a casting standpoint and a streamer. So
absolutely.
I just want to say, I love you, buddy. You are one of the best people. Your humor, dark as it is at times, absolutely kills me. And
dry as a bone, and just absolutely awesome. But speaking of bones, I mean,
fingers.
Yeah, Skate Action is absolutely one of the backbones of this community and certainly of the CGL. And so, for him leaving the competitive scene, I think is absolutely a big deal, a big blow to the scene. But still going to be there on the production side, still going to be bringing some great action. But we're hoping that we could see him in the postseason, and this won't be his swan song here today. We know Saga is hoping that as well. Neptune, though, I think they have other plans in mind, Billy.
I think they really do, and they tried to play spoiler there on Eichenwald. It gave them all that they could handle, and going into bonus coverage there. I'm really looking as far as what are they going to bring out to change what Saga's done to them so far? Because I mean, they really did push them to the limit on Eichenwald, and it was just that great pathing around. They brought out the Bastion strat, they pathed around, and a fortuitous charge by Tenzin into the line and knocking off the entire team and really devaluing the one thing that would have kept him up and probably would have ended the fight right there, the immortality field. And it was just all smooth sailing there from there on for Saga Diks. So I think that they've got to keep pressing on. I mean, it wasn't, it's not a stomp. It hasn't been a stomp. So, I mean,
no, Saga's definitely had to work for it.
They're going to have to earn this. And that's the best thing about this community and about this game is that in any given map, you can lose.
Yes, sir. Just to take another look at this playoff picture, Saga currently sitting in the 8th seed, barring a little bit of changes there to Twilight and seed 7. But nevertheless, Saga needs this 4-0 if they wanted to stay in this picture. Neptune, well, they're 1-7. That playoff race screen has not been updated with the most recent information, but they are indeed 1-7. So they're just fighting for pride here, and well, just to play spoiler, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and that's always I mean, it's always fun when you try to play spoiler because you really have nothing invested into it other than trying to ruin somebody else's season. I've been in that a couple times myself. And you're like, I'm not going out without a win. So, you know.
But it's like, if I can't make it to playoffs, you can't either. You know?
Yeah. That's exactly the mindset.
Well, and important notes here as we're heading into the final week of our multi-tier tournament regular season. Of course, no hero pools once again this week. So we're starting. You have the entire roster at your disposal. The 32 players at, the world is your oyster, so to speak. Also, you may have noticed we've seen a lot of Moira and a lot of BAP here today. Some Lucio as well, and I think a big part of that is those hero changes that came through. That patch did come live, or did go into the live servers, and so we've had quite a few changes specifically with the supports. So Mercy getting 5 of her healing back, kind of splitting the difference of where she previously sat before her nerfs about a year back, sitting her at 55 HPS right now. Ana losing 5 on her healing, taking her down to 70 per shot. I think those are 2 of the biggest there, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is, oh dear, as subs come in right now for me, it looks like they've gotten themselves into a Discord call or Discord voice channel,
oh,
so they will
good
be
to
able
hear.
to talk to each other.
Yeah, Xbox Live parties apparently were acting a little wonky there for them, so apologize for the delay. Just want to make sure our team's communication is alive and well. But another one, a surprising change that came through the pipe was for Doomfist. And it's nothing, nothing in the damage numbers or anything like that. But they've changed his seismic slam to more appropriately center people in front of you and to kind of push them away from Doomfist's character model when he slams down, so they land in an easier spot to be able to follow up on the damage. And I think this change cannot be underestimated. It looks small on paper, but I think it will really increase the efficiency of that character.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my biggest, I mean, his ability to jump in, punch, zap, 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 uppercut, and then get out is too much. It's too much. I like seeing what's happening to him, because, I mean, sometimes he's just so OP, you can't do anything about it.
And we've seen a lot of prevalent double shield here today coming out of Neptune. So far, no Doomfist on the side of Saga. I'm honestly not sure if they have a strong Doom player, but man, he's a perfect counter to that double shield comp.
I mean, I think I've seen Android play it before, and he swapped over to the DPS role. So Unblessed coming in up from the support, moving into probably the off-tank role there. Rose CT coming in on the support, and Rage and Saiyan's going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break here. And we're going to see the Rouse Android Gamer DPS line for Saga Diks.
Nice. Very nice indeed. What effect do you think this will have on their... Is this a composition comfort pick kind of thing? Or is it just kind of rotating in some playtime? What do you speculate is the reason behind this swap here, Billy?
Oh, I think that... I think that Blessed, Cascade, and Android Gamer are the true flexes on the team. That's what I'm reading into it. I played with Android Gamer back on Mount Cheese, and I know that he could play across all 3 roles. So he preferred tank and DPS. So we'll see what he brings to the table here. I know that he had a pretty good Doomfist back in the days, like 18 months ago, and so we'll see where he's come from. Where he's come from now. So that's my biggest thing. On the other side, though, Neptune Esports. They're playing the role of spoiler here for us tonight, and I want to see what kind of a defense they bring out here. They just showed us Bastion, so I think that card's out of their box now.
Ready for battle.
And Bastion is, you know, could be applicable here on Anubis, but Saga did a flawless job of dealing with it there on Eichenwald. I wouldn't expect it would give them too much trouble here. As may have seen noted in chat, Saga very good with their Lucio. Able to speed around, take advantage, and they know how to use that amp it up cooldown effectively enough to bypass those LOSs of the Bastion.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, where are they going to set up at? That's where I want to know, because, I mean, the rotations that we saw coming from Saga on Eichenwald to get around a Bastion, they're there, but the margins are a lot tighter for them. So we're going to see.
Well, we did get the side swap. Saga fighting Diks moving over to the red jersey, starting us off on the attack. And it looks like they're going to bring us a little bit of Genji here. Android taking up the mantle of the Cyber Ninja.
Interesting.
Rouse
fun.
Oh, yeah. At the very least, it's definitely fun. Rouse sticking with his Soldier 76, with which he has had so much success so far here in this match. And again, that speed of Saga, man, utilizing the Lucio so well. They're going to immediately plant their feet on the objective, take up home base here, and that's going to force Neptune into the position of having to dislodge them off of this point. Rouse finds a kill, Cascade finds a kill, and already a two-man advantage. King of Camels drops as well, and this looks to be a lightning fast point A coming through here for Saga fighting Diks.
One of the biggest things that just happened in there was Android Gamer deflected the anti-nade that was meant for his team and antied his own team, so big move there. That was really good moving from him.
Yeah, apparently Ramblix has had enough of that as he's immediately going over to that Moira. He said, nope, never mind.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
It's all for me, fam.
I'm fine.
Rouse 81% towards attack visor as we're headed into point B. Coalescence coming online as well. Not a whole lot here for the defense. Flautus the closest with the Primal Rage to try to stave off this snowball as Saga fighting Diks circling around through caves into this close quarters. They do have to worry about a monkey on their back, as they've got Flautus in there with the Primal Rage going, and he's going to push the members of Saga out through the choke, and Rouse gets taken down. What a great coordinated play coming through from the defense.
Yep, Tire comes out from 2A, and I mean, they're not going to go ahead and press off this attack. They've got, they're going to invest everything into this fight. Bull skunk.
Yeah, Transcendence coming out on the side of the defense as well. That's maybe a bit of an ambitious ultimate, as they had already won that fight.
Yeah, I mean, they've got three ultimates coming up online for them for the defense. I mean, you've got Deadeye, Coalescence, and Shatter coming up for them, but that Transcendence is so powerful in keeping up your tanks, especially in the middle of it. I mean, it's what, 400 HP per second? So that's a big amount.
But yeah.
300? It's huge. Whatever it is, 2 seconds, your tanks are healed.
But now, what do they have to defend against this Dragon Blade coming in? This Blade could be massive, Billy.
The Blade could be massive. The Graviton Surge could be massive.
Oh, speaking of massive, here comes a fat Shatter coming through on the side of the defense. That finds 3, but the Coalescence there. Well, to try to follow up, King of Camels gets himself a kill, and is Saga down to a 5-man roster. But so far, they're not resetting just yet. They're banking ultimates, and they're just going to hang out here on the front of Anubis, wait for Rose to get back into battle.
Yeah, but the biggest thing they're going to have to worry about right now is the Tire Deadeye combo that could come out in this next fight. I mean, if they all get caught, I mean, it could be a Y-mash.
Yeah, 5 ultimates online. Coalescence coming out on the side of the attacking team as they're looking to push in here with their plethora of Ys to press. We're going to get the Blade coming out. That's going to find at least one. Tire from the other side takes down the Moira, and the Transcendence already back in effect. King of Camels able to build that thing up so fast, he nullifies the Blade. The Rouse's tack visor, it comes out late, and the later ultimate, usually the better ultimate. The fight has dwindled, though. The respawn advantage to the defense, and the Primal Rage, the difference maker here in the very end of this engagement. 3.5 minutes on the clock here for Saga.
Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, yeah, Cascade was on the Azari there. It was getting chased and harassed by Weak Flautus. Gets a last-second bubble and burns down the monkey. That was huge.
But Saga used everything in that bank of ultimates, and now coming back in with Sound Barrier to be the closest one. But I mean, if Cascade stays charged up like this, Graviton Surge won't be far behind. We're going to get the Coalescence on the side of the defense, but it's not enough to keep their main tank alive. Lucio falls as well. Lord Shiatsu's going to try to throw in a flanking Deadeye to see if he can stabilize things, but not enough. Rosa's got the Sound Barrier there, and now the Graviton Surge coming out from Saga. They're able to clean up just as quickly as they can. Fat Shatter! Oh my goodness, that's a 5-man Earth Shatter coming through from the defense, but there's no follow-up there. So, one by one, Neptune forced onto this point to try to stall out for time as best they can, and Saga doing a fantastic job of catching them as they come onto the point. One by one, they are sent back. Coalescence here for the attacking team. And now the Wrecking Ball coming out from Neptune to try to stall this thing out. Superhot making a big pin onto point. Will it be enough?
No. They got deleted quickly.
We are going to have a tire available, but that's the only ultimate here for the defense. Rouse's Tack Visor. Just the nail in the coffin, and with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left, 2 points on the board here for the Diks.
I mean, they're doing what they got to do there, and I mean, I thought that first combo with the Graviton Surge was going to take care of it, but a late second Transcendence destroyed what they thought was going to be a 4-minute time bank. So King of Camels getting Transcendence almost on cooldown himself now.
Oh, super fast.
Super fast. So, I mean, I was not expecting that Transcendence when he came out into the Graviton Surge. I thought it was done. I thought that was a grav blade combo that was going to just win them the map right out.
I think Saga thought so as well. King of Camels looking to play the hero here, but it's going to take a little bit more heroics as Neptune goes on the attack, and they're going to have to find an answer and see if they can put up a comparable time if they want to get that goose egg off the board.
Yep, and I think that this is what is going to be required here. You're going to have to get some first pick potential, and Shiatsu showing the Widowmaker at the moment will be one of those things that they're going to have to be defending against. Also, Rambix swapping over to the Baptiste now. You're going to have an Immortality Barrier to deal with.
Looks like they're bringing us the double shield on attack as well. Not a bad choice considering they've been running into Soldier all day. But they got to worry about the spam damage here from Android Gamer. We'll see if the DPS can whittle through that double shield as Neptune going on the attack. We'll see what they got as they're just pushing up to the choke, sizing each other up. Where are you going, Neptune? All right, you're just going to go down main. Oh, but they lose Ramblix. The Immortality Field, a non-factor here on Neptune's first assault, as now they're forced to try to push in Sans Baptiste. They decide that is not a good idea. Saga looking for as many exit kills as they can get.
Yep, I mean, and the ultimate battle already swinging in the favor of Saga right now. So this is what it's going to require: is how long can they hold here before a good concerted push comes through? How long does Shiatsu stay on the Widowmaker, because the shielding and the LOS is just not there for him right now.
Well, and with the double shield combined with that Widowmaker, there's not a big combo ultimate available. Nevertheless, Neptune just charges right onto the objective, taking a page out of the book from Saga here. They're going to go ahead and throw a tire in. That gets picked off by Lord Shiatsu on the offense. Rouse takes him down, though, as kills traded out on the point. It is going to be Saga emerging with a little bit of an advantage, but it's just a 2v2 here on the objective.
Yeah, and you've got Sneaky Sneaky in the back with Mr. Junkrat hiding back there. He's already almost to another tire.
Yeah, Tour up on the high ground here. His Baptiste there to join him, making good use of those jump boots. Oh, but they got to worry about Harris from the other side. Tintin throws down an Earth Shatter, takes out King of Camels, lays waste to Super Hot as well. Reinhardt coming back into battle with a vengeance. As Rouse is going to go ahead and throw Attack Visor down there and continue investing ultimates in this, but they're going to hold on to their Graviton Surge and Coalescence. Saga in a good position here, as there's 2 minutes on the clock for Neptune.
Yeah, and I mean, Rambix is caught behind enemy lines right now. He's got to get out of there and get back to his team because he's doing nothing for his team. Oh, he gets picked out and caught out in the back line by Rouse. Eagle-eyed Rouse with the precision shot just took him out of the air.
Sound Barrier is here for the attacking team. They've got to get that Sound Barrier there to defend against the Graviton Surge, and hopefully get a good tire here if they want to break open this defense.
It's going to require some really good coordination from Neptune, but I mean, I think they can do it. I mean, they've shown tonight really big flashes of brilliance.
And with a small platform, it could be, you know, a nice, easy target here for that Riptire. They may not even need it. The Zarya goes down, the Moira goes down. 6v4 here for the attacking team. That's going to force out Sound Barrier early. In fact, Sound Barrier from both sides, kind of negating those ultimates, and it's going to be Neptune getting the better end of that deal, and they'll get first point. Capture percentage started for us. Big question here, Billy. Can they snowball into point B?
I mean, with the ultimates they have, yes. They've got Supercharger, Earth Shatter, and a Tire online. They're going to be coming in with about 3 minutes, 4 minutes almost. So yeah, they could absolutely snowball this. You do have Coalescence and Grav to kind of stall them out. So this is going to be a chess battle. Who gets what out first?
Lord Shiatsu making the swap off the Widowmaker, going over to the Hanzo there in that last engagement. Already a 92 to Dragons. But they don't have the Graviton Surge to come with it. Tire's going to open things up. Tire fights both supports. No healers standing here for Saga fighting Diks. The tank's down super low as well. In fact, the Zarya cannot survive. And despite being well below half health, Android Gamer continuing to... He's going to try to send this thing out, but I don't know that it's going to be enough. Tenzin finds one, and the Dragons come through on the other side. Neptune doing a great job of getting themselves on this objective, but have they saved enough ultimates to hold it?
That is the real question right now. You know, a little bit of stall tactics coming out here from Cascade. I don't know how long the ball can hold there, I mean, but he's doing the pendulum thing.
Oh, and Rouse managed to circle around. He had used his tack visor in the process, but gets behind the shields, gets the final blow, finds himself to her on the Junkrat as well. And Saga just barely able to weather the storm. Great tank play coming through from Tenzin and Unblessed.
I mean, this is what they need. You know, they're coming up on comparable times now, so, you know, nothing really left in the time bank except for that amplification matrix. The window could be a big entry into this if they play their cards right, Bull Skunk.
Yeah, we'll see how they choose to use it. Looks like Neptune just circling around into caves. I think they're going to want to keep this fast-paced action going. As they're trying to push in. They do have the sound barrier to help counter, but here comes the Tire from the other side. Towner hits the immortality field. Great play coming out from Rambix. We'll see if he's going to go ahead and use that window. He is indeed windows out. Tons of extra damage coming through. And now, super hot. Might be able to build up towards that Earth Shatter as they're going to try to push in here. No! The charge misses. He puts himself in a vulnerable position. Saga take advantage, throwing the Coalescence into the mix. Android Gamer finding himself some kills, and now he has Neptune right where they want him, caught in a tiny little room. Junkrat raining hell into the caves.
I mean, that's got to be a very scary sight when you're looking at it from the other side of your small little room. Lots of spam damage and blowing up things. So, yeah, they've got to get one good concerted push here. They've already got 2 ticks on the board, so they only need one more good push, and they can take it into extra innings here.
Dragons online, Tire online, as well as Supercharger. Earth Shatter not far behind, all for Neptune on the attack. The bulk of them circling around through caves, but Lord Shiatsu, with that ultimate, he's looking to push into the back line, see if he can open up this thing by finding some supports. Kind of spamming down onto the tanks. Rouse is going to go up and check him, and Rouse wins the duel. Great start here for the defense, but Tour strikes back. He takes Rouse down, 5v5 here on the objective. Android Gamer's going to throw it in. The Tire finds 3! The Earth Shatter sets him up. The Tire knocks him down. The sound barrier used, probably didn't even need it, but in the end, they're going to win the fight. 35 seconds on the clock here for Neptune.
Yeah, and they're going to have a Graviton Surge coming up, but well late exit kill for Android Gamer there. They're going to have a Graviton Surge to basically lock them up off the point, should they choose to use it.
Sound barrier coming up online. We'll see if he can get it there on time to defend against that Graviton Surge. I think that is what Saga is counting on here for this battle. We'll see if Neptune chooses to strike first. No, it is going to be the Graviton Surge coming out first. The bubble blocks the counter shatter. The Dragons are there. The Dragons pick up 2 as the overtime wake starts to burn. The Coalescence coming out from the offense. The sound barrier there as well, but it is 4 members of Neptune left on point. They do find a couple kills and open things up. 2 ticks already picked up. So now, Saga forced to try to come take this thing back. I don't know if they have enough tools in the bank to make it happen, as it is 94% captured on the board, and the kill feed lighting up blue. Unblessed forced over to that Hammond just to try to stall for as much time as he can to get those reinforcements in, but it's not going to be enough. Neptune picks up the map, but the best they can hope for is a draw. Now, what I can't help but think about is how does a draw affect Saga's playoff potential here?
Did we even put that into our mixer?
No, that was one too many computations for my equations there, sir.
Same here. That's why I play tank. That's why I play tank. Wow. Seriously though, what does a draw do to Saga's playoff? Do they need the actual 4-0 or would a 3-0 work? Because the map point differential is what it's going to come down to, is what I believe.
Yes, sir. Assuming they get the win, it is absolutely going to come down to map points. Assuming Saga gets the win, should I say.
Yeah, assuming Saga gets the win. But, I mean, they've got 2 minutes and 9 seconds to get 1 tick. So, it's doable. We saw how fast they took it the first time. So, I mean, anything is possible here. Looking at what the defense is bringing out, Shiatsu's going over to the Ashe. Looking at a little bit of Anna Lucio for the healing. Looks like they're going to kind of hold up close here, too.
Yeah, this is a very strange defensive setup. They've got Shiatsu and the Ana up on the standard center platform, but they're bringing a Winston here, and I think that's kind of, well, they're creating a little bit of a split defense.
Yes, and I mean, I think the bubble and the Tesla cannon is going to be what they're going to maybe secure kills with.
Well, Saga getting anteed right out of the gate as they're trying the same strategy they tried the first time, but this time Neptune ready for it. They pounce right into the kill box. Trades coming through. Reinhardt down on the side of the defense, though. So despite the fact that Saga has lost both their DPS, I think with a quick enough reset here, they can get back on the point, but they're going to go ahead and just choose to brawl this thing out. They think they've got the ability to win this fight, and they're going to stay in it, though it's just the 2 tanks left on the point. Tenzin now making a desperate attempt to charge out. I don't think Unblessed will be so lucky.
No, I mean, got it right between the eyes, but I mean, it's more of a soft reset than anything. They do have a couple of ultimates coming up online also for the other side. You know, the Nano looks to be the closest to getting on. I'm just trying to figure out what they're doing. Android Gamer swapping over to the Genji now.
Yep. Bringing the Cyber Ninja once again, and notably they don't have the Ana on the side of Saga to nano boost that Genji. We're going to get the Coalescence coming out as Tenzin and company try to make their way onto the objective. Saga already starting to build up progress. As you can see, they're so close to that first tick, and that's all they need. Super Hot gets the nano boost and now has his Earth Shatter online. The tire coming through on the defensive finds 2. Charge, counter, charge. Super Hot whittled low, and they are going to find that kill. Rouse picks off Ramblix as well. Here comes Android Gamer with the tire! Oh, the blade gets shut down! Lord Shiatsu shoots him just as he unsheaths the katana. And now the Primal Rage are going to be used to clean up this point, and with just 16 seconds on the clock, Neptune in a very strong position to hold this draw. Graviton Surge coming out late, but Unblessed is the only one on the point. Suddenly, Saga looking a little frazzled here on the attack.
Yeah, I mean, it's last-minute desperation right now. Overtime wick has been initiated here. Bullsky, there's not much left. That's a huge
shatter! The shatter is the big stop sign there for Saga. And we get a draw on Anubis.
Oh, boy, I need to know. Now I need to know.
I need to know
what it's going to do. I need to know what this is going to do.
If anybody out there has info on Twilight's updated score for Week 8, that will help us determine our final seeding here. The great combo coming out from Saga. Not enough to get them the victory. They have to settle for the draw.
Oof, that's gonna be a hard pill to swallow if they don't get in on that point.
If they miss playoffs by 1 map point, they're gonna be looking at that draw and kicking themselves in the butt. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just now I'm heartsick. Now I'm heartsick for this because this means so much. Obviously, now that we know, I've got to figure out what this is going to do to the playoff race here in Tier 3.
Well, we're going to take a short break. We'll try to see if we can figure out the details on the standings. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with Rialto in just a few moments. We'll see you there. Well, it's 2-0 after 3 maps. The Saga is looking to see if they can squeak into that 7th ranked slot, that 7th seed. And as we have done a little bit of research here, it looks like Twilight didn't report their bye week there in week 8, which is, so they are currently 6-2 with a 17 map score. That means that Saga really needs Pro Throws to lose their match against Reborn this week. If they do so, they could still make it in, as a 3-0 here would put them at a +12. And as you can see, Pro Throws just sitting at a +8 right now, but with 3 losses under Saga's belt, they're hoping that Pro Throws will drop this match. In doing so, well, Saga's fate is now in Pro Throws' hands.
Yep. I mean, that's going to be a very interesting match because Reborn is on a tear in the division right now. They are sitting up around the top. If they are not the top team, they are close to the top. So, the 4-0 would have been much better. But, you know, it's not completely mathematically over yet. So, as we get into Rialto, Mr. Bullskunk.
Yes, indeedy.
I mean, Saga's got to come out here and just absolutely stymie them on the defense and try and put up the best defense that they can, and not even let them get a point here. Otherwise, we're gonna have a little bit of a more heart-jerking.
Things will get real interesting. It's still, even if they lose this map, okay, so Saga have gotten the victory here. That's the most important thing. So they are going to move to 6-3 in the overall standings. And looking at the map scores, as long as Reborn wins their match, I think even if they lose here, Saga will still be able to squeak in, as they came in with a 1 map point advantage over Pro Throws. So their fate truly is in Pro Throws' hands.
Well, I mean, I hope I don't hear any voodoo chants and voodoo dolls coming out and chickens being plucked. Saga Diks, because you know, that's going to be that. I mean, they're going to be sitting on pins and needles, and you know, Headrammer had put out a message out there saying, you know, the week is not only to give the teams the time to have a break, but to make sure that all the scores, everything, is completely 100% accurate.
Well, Saga going on the defense here, bringing us the Ryan Zarya Junkrat Soldier once again. No surprises there. They're going to continue with their support line as well. On the other side, we're getting Supa and Rambex back into the tank role, so they've swapped up their roles a little bit. Flautis going back over to support, bringing out the Ana, that recently nerfed Ana, like I mentioned before. The Winston in this composition, very interesting, and I think it could actually serve them a lot better here on Rialto than it has in the previous maps. As Lord Shiatsu on the Widowmaker there, gets taken out early. And this could be a big stop here, although losing your Widowmaker not necessarily detrimental to your attack. Winston's still going to go ahead and try to claim that high ground, see if he can jump down into the back line, see if he puts some pressure down onto the supports, as both teams so far just kind of sizing each other up here on the opening point of Rialto.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good starting point. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted right now because I'm getting some information from teams about what happened. So basically what would have happened last week is that Tyson from Twilight says, did they win last week? 4-0 last week. He said, yes, we would have played space, but that's a bye. They don't give the 4-0 points to them, do they?
Yes, they do. A bye does equal a 4-0. Yeah, Twilight, that solidifies Twilight's spot. The 7th seed is just truly between Pro Throws and Saga at this point. And Neptune, well, they're looking to shatter those hopes and dreams. Lord Shiatsu found himself some great picks there in that engagement to give Neptune the edge, and now they're working through. Infrasight's coming online.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a really good push, and, you know, getting hyper-aggressive with this monkey right now, denying all kinds of space, and this is going to be a really easy push into point 1, unless that happens.
Oh! Tenzin tries to do the pin past the Raging Monkey, but Rambex just bullies him into the river. Into the canals you go, Tenzin. Hope you can swim in all of that armor, as this Winston has been absolutely phenomenal on this match. Given a lot of space here for Neptune to work.
And, the real funny thing here is, I mean, despite, them just cleaving with this tank line, is that our production value has just gone through the roof. Our stonks are up because we actually have DPS tank support in our little thing. So for the first time tonight.
we tried. We tried, Billy.
It matters.
All right, Tyre coming out on the side of the defense. What is he going to find with this? He's going to find 2 with that, including the Reinhardt. Very important pick, especially considering he had his Earth Shatter online and ready to go. Ralph's picking up King Camels as well, and it looks like Saga has taken the wind out of the sails of Neptune, at least momentarily.
Yep, and Flautus is playing a little game of Frogger here on one of the gondolas. So I'm not sure what you're doing down here, but he's getting zapped by. He's getting eaten by a skill orb.
Oh no! Skate Action's gonna go ahead and throw a Coalescence into the mix. Earthshatter comes down. Earthshatter finds 2, but the Soundbreaker on point. Rose right there to keep the team in it. As they trade out Winston for Soldier. 5v5 here on the objective. Random Transcendence? Not quite sure what prompted that. King of Camels, I don't know if you just accidentally pressed Y or if you saw something that I didn't, but I think they may want that one back, though. No ultimates here for Saga, so a bit of some free aggression there. Rouse had already used his tack visor. Nevertheless, Saga, they're holding this corner, and they're holding it well as they're able to take down Torbjorn and slowly whittle down the attack as they try to push around into the corner of death.
Now, in all the ensuing side stuff that we were trying to figure out with this playoff picture, Lord Shiatsu has swapped over to the Bastion, and he already has tank configuration on board and ready to go.
Ooh-wee. Bastion's getting a ton of value here so far. He started off on that Widowmaker, of course, was a big reason they were able to get point A as easily as they did, as cleanly as they did. Now that tank configuration coming out, but the D.Va right there in his face. DM as much as they can. A face tank the rest. In fact, here comes the self-destruct. That's just going to buy Saga some time, allow them to kind of get set up on this corner. But speaking of getting set up, Bastion is there. Molten Core coming out on the side of the offense to clean some room to help get around the corner of death. Tinson does take out Rambix in the process, but he sacrifices his life doing so. And now with an Earthshatter online and no shield available. Oh! Never mind. Earthshatter goes back to spawn. No Reinhardt standing for either team. And I think that's going to shut down this push. What a great Tyre coming out of Raging Scion.
Yep, and I mean, they're getting up in this Bastion's face now. Unblessed right now is doing a hero's job on the D.Va, but he flies and misses something and goes and takes a drink. Maybe it's a swap.
Perhaps. But I think that might have been a little ill-timed. It's going to take Unblessed a hot minute to get back into this battle.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he still has the D.Va, so I think maybe he just overflew his mark. I've done it so many times. I'm not laughing. You're laughing.
Even the pros do it. Even the pros do it. I just think. Yep, I distinctly remember Boston Uprising having a similar problem on Helios not too long ago. But we're going to have Lord Shiatsu swapping over to the Ash. Circles around through the high ground, and now he's making his way into the back line. I mean, way into the back line, and basically just taking himself out of the fight completely. As Saga has pushed forward and mowed over the front lines of Neptune here. Ralph's picking up the kill on the Flautus. Super hot, just forced to try to charge out of battle here in a bit of a reset. Shiatsu, he's still just sitting back here in the corner of death. Like, you're on the wrong team here, bud. I think he thinks he's on the blue jerseys.
And that's what he gets for his troubles. There is a shot to the eyeballs.
Yeah, Ralph's not confused at all. He knows exactly what team Lord Shiatsu is on. Now the Transcendence coming out. Earthshatter comes out. Earthshatter finds 3. But at the Earthshatter other side there to help limit it down, and more importantly, Raging Scion's Tyre shutting down any follow-up onto that Earthshatter. Now the D.Va Bomb buying a lot of space. Overtime Wick's going to burn down, and Saga using ultimates to great effect there at the end of that battle. And they're going to hold on there at the corner of death.
I mean, it was a great initial push, and then just the stall. The stall coming out from Saga right there was absolutely huge. Well, and it's what the doctor needed.
I think Saga also putting on a great illustration of why we call that the corner of death. One of the most difficult corners in all of Overwatch to push around is the attacking team.
What would you say if you had to name one stretch to get through, other than the corner of death? What do you think the hardest angle or hardest stretch of real estate in all of Overwatch maps is the hardest?
Pushing into Fortress on Havana is always a struggle for me personally. I think that can be a really tough one for attackers to get through. Also, Hanamura Point B. Hanamura Point B, I find, can be a very defender advantage point there.
Just the just the respawn times. When they changed the respawn times for Hanamura, I think that just completely blew it into the defender's favor. It's so hard to take a full take on Hanamura Point B. It's just
Yeah, referring to the instant respawns coming off of
Yep.
the defense dies on point A, they immediately respawn on point B, and man, does that stave off so much snowball potential. Now, Saga going on the attack here. See if they can get that third map point on the board. No changes in their composition. Double shield with an echo here for the defense. Rouse finding kills early, but Weak Flat is putting somebody in the drink. Rouse takes out King of Camels. In fact, they trade out onto each other. Nevertheless, attacking team with a big respawn advantage and a player advantage as they push around the first bin and head into Courtyard.
Yep, and that was all tanks right there. That was just pure aggression. Very nicely timed bubbles coming out of Cascade there. They were looking for multiple boops there and just didn't end up getting them. So, I mean, Super Hot Fire now going over to the Orisa off of the Reinhardt that he was just on. I'm not sure why you would swap off the Reinhardt.
They swapped.
Oh, they swapped. Okay. Yeah, I'm just
yeah.
tunnel vision there.
Yeah, no, it confused me for a second too. I was like, wait a minute, what just happened? I mean, are you just voluntarily resetting your ult charge? Because that's not going to help you hold this point. Now they have no shield. Tenzin 85% to a shatter. I'm not even sure he's going to need it. Rambux goes down. Tenzin gets the kill onto Flautus. Half the team for the defense gone. Point A picked up here for Saga.
Yep, and I mean they're already pressuring Lurshiatsu on this Widowmaker up in the banisters up here. Echo very close. No, actually I thought he was a lot closer than that. Not getting a lot of value this time. I think Rouse is really keeping the Echo in check.
Yeah, speaking of value, that TAC Visor's online. Tenzin right there behind it with an Earth Shatter Coalescence available as well. Rouse positioned. I love this spot. Up in this high corner spot, he's able. Oh, what a shot from King of Camels! I thought Rouse had him dead to rights. He was getting the headshots, but holding down that left trigger, King of Camels strikes true and takes Rouse down while he's holding that ultimate. Raging Cyan looks to try to make a big play on the tire, but he goes down as well. So no more DPS here standing for Saga. They're going to go ahead and throw their Coalescence and their Graviton Surge into the mix, but minimal DPS to follow up. Rouse does make it back into battle with his sprint legs, showing his true value here. Throws down the TAC Visor, drops the Echo out of the sky, and it will be Saga picking up the 3-0 sweep here at our Tier 3 matchup.
Yeah, I mean, just pure unadulterated aggression there coming from Saga Diks on the end of this, and Rage is saying once again getting a massive tired stymie pushes coming from Neptune Esports there. So great plays all night. Now we just need to see how Pro Throws versus Reborn is going to go, because we actually casted Pro Throws a couple weeks ago and they were not a bad team. They may give Reborn a lot to handle in their department.
Yeah, that's certainly a team that seems to punch above their weight class. You know, just when you try to count them out, you know, they always look to come back fighting. Though the last time we did cast them, they did drop that match. So, you know, perhaps their momentum not quite there here as they head into week 9. But only time will tell, as the fate of that 7th seed in Tier 3 lies in that Pro Throws Reborn match.
Man, I'm going to have to go back and watch the VOD on them.
Yes, sir.
Because I want to see what happens. I want to see exactly, because we cast so many games. I can't remember every single match that we do. But I remember it was very close, if I remember right.
It was pretty close. But this is going to bring our broadcast to a close. Before we sign off, I wanted to give a big shout out to LJ White, a.k.a. Angry. as he had a gifted sub coming through, his 12th gifted sub in the channel, then following up with 52 bits. And then Alley Cat coming through with a bit as well. Every bit counts. I really appreciate the support, my friends. It means so much to us here. It is just a privilege and an honor to get to bring you these matches. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Enjoying some Tier 3 action. Billy, it was a heck of a match.
It was a heck of a match, and we have to name our MVP.
We do have to name our MVP. Thank you for reminding me. That's why I keep you around, sir. That's why I keep you around. This guy.
Really?
This guy
Really?
keeps... No, you keep me on track, sir. You keep me on track.
It's my job.
MVP of this match. Man, this is actually a tough call. This is a tough call. But I think for me, the difference maker today is going to be Raging Scion on that Junkrat. Always coming through with the great placement of those tires, perfect positioning, able to put so much pressure down onto the double seal defense that we saw tongue twister, saw so much of here today. She sells seashells, right? Am I right? Oh,
I don't think she sells them. For me, just because it could be his last game, I'm giving it to Skate. He kept his team up. I mean, more importantly than that, he kept his team up throughout that whole thing, getting coalescence, keeping his team up the whole night long. And if this is going to be his last game, then he deserves the MVP for everything he does for the CGL and the community at large.
I can't argue with that. An MVP of CGL, Skate Action.
Agreed. Make it so.
I don't think there's anything more that needs to be said on that. Just boom.
Boom.
Well,
all right.
The big thanks to our teams for playing here tonight and giving us the privilege to bring you this wonderful cast. Big thank you out there, everybody at home, for hanging out with us. It's been a blast. And, we're going to have to say goodnight. Our fun is ended. Saga Diks coming through with a 3-0 victory over Neptune. Only time will tell if it's enough to get him that 7th seed slot. We'll keep you updated as our final week of the multi-tier tournament comes to an end. Our final weekend, Billy. Oh, my goodness. But
we get days off.
and playoffs around the corner. Talk about the hype is real. Woo.
Let's go.
Let's go. We'll see you all in the postseason. Until then, look out for each other in game and out. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Love you guys.